follow me down, head into the unknown, down the rabbit hole, where it stops no one knows. We're going down. We're going down. We're going down. We're going down. Do you dare to follow me down? Head into the unknown.
Hi, how are you? How's everybody? How's things? How's my sound? Didn't get a new mic. Trying something a little different. Let me know how it is. It's good to see everybody. It's been a few days. I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. I'm going to scroll to the bottom really quickly just to see how the sound is. Hopefully somebody's been responding to that. Anything? Anything? I'm in the dark. I'm not in the dark. I am so in the sunshine, Kent. It would shock you how much I know. Ah, okay, Carla. Charmaine got curtains. Did she really? Don't even get me started. They came in to put our window coverings in while we were away for Christmas. Kitchen didn't get any. Living room curtains don't fit the window. Bedroom windows are about the same size. We have one curtain spread out, so both sides have like this much room. Angry about it. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm angry about it. Hopefully the sun goes down soon. And at that point, I will change the light. I do have my handy dandy remote. I have my McDonald's Diet Coke. We're good. So sound, I don't know if it's good or not, but I'm trying, like I said, something different. Hopefully it's not as terrible as it has been. And who are we talking about? Okay, so heads up, we had our very first mod meeting today, and I'm not 100% sure if all the mods didn't hear me when I asked them to reach out to me to give me a way to contact them outside of YouTube chat rooms. So I'm going to put it out there one last time, and if I don't hear from you, and it's fine, if you don't want to, it's fine, but I want to have a way to connect with my mods outside of YouTube for reasons like what we discussed today, and we went over, I guess, expectations for deleting or timing out, that kind of stuff, and why I have my requests to do things that way. So if you're a mod and you weren't involved in the mod meeting and I hadn't talked to you outside of that mod meeting, please reach out to me on Messenger. My email address is running across the bottom. It doesn't matter how you connect. Before you come into the meeting, you can put your screen name on there. Nobody needs to know who you are. But if I don't hear from you by tomorrow, I'm just gonna remove wrenches, just because I need everybody to be on the same page. Having said that, because a few of you weren't here, we're not timing people out. We're deleting comments for the next couple of live streams. And we're going to do it like that. I don't want to become one of those channels who's deleting comments all the time. And the standard is set very, very high for offensive comments. I don't care which side of the fence you land on, as long as you're respectful about your comments, there should be absolutely no reason that anything gets deleted. Having said that, let's move on. And if you're wondering about the smoke that billows once in a while, it's my incense. Should burn out relatively quickly. So I would like to say, Daphne's not here, but she was first earlier today. Hi, Daphne, in case you watched the replay. And Lynn, good to see you. In my opinion, they should have made her get her dog out of the camper. Yeah, that's a given. And why wouldn't she? You know what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't she just get her dog out of the camper? High anxiety day. I get it, but I don't get it. Hey, Darlene. Kimber, good to see you. Hello, everyone. Prayers for Lily and Jack. Absolutely. I'm probably going to be a few minutes late, which I was. I think I was 3 minutes late. Happy holidays. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Yeah, do that. Sarah, good to see you. I forgot to take the like and sub and share and whatever that StreamYard is thing, but I have my Harley. I don't know which side it's on, but I have my Harley up in the corner. I figured I should do that. And Wolfie, good to see you. And who else? Gotta lay off the rum. So Costco makes this Kirkland alcoholic eggnog. It has bourbon and stuff in it. Strong as shit. Terrible. Good to see you, Mary. Hi, American Justice. Nick, Daniel in the house. Is he? Is he here? Hi, Daniel, if you're here. Lori, good to see you. Hey, TJ's mom. Cindy B. Wolfie, did you end up finding if there was any truth to that comment in Justin's live the other night about Logan and Justin being... Let's talk about that in a bit. Buckle up, folks. Good to see you, Ori. Still free. And shenanigans. Thanks for being here. Hey, Cold Burn. Deanna, great to see you. I hope your holidays were great. Mine was okay. Nick, that's, I read your later comment, and if that's what this is referring to, that's exactly what we don't want to post here. We're not accusing anybody of anything unless you were there and you know for a fact. Please refrain from posting stuff like that. We're all here for Jack and Lily. We're all here to try to figure out what's fact, what's bullshit, what's worth our time looking into, and where we need to put like a dead end sign up and just completely go a different way. And it doesn't mean we can't look back at certain things, but there's a lot out there that I feel like we don't need to be concentrating on as much as some do. Seawood, great to see you. Carol, good to see you. Everybody's saying hi. Great. I hope everybody had a really good Christmas. Gaspé, good to see you. Hey, laddie. And did I say hey to Cindy B? I know I read your comment. Crystal, good to see you. Who else? It's been a day, you guys. Of course, every day for me seems like it's been a day. And I don't say that lightly. It's been a day. Firehorse, great to see you. Thanks for being here. Carrie, hey. Not reading that, Nick. And who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? I think I've got a lot of doubles here, so I'm a little bit out of the romper room groove, so bear with me. Makes me so angry Daniel has gotten away. You need to stop it. You're going to be out of here. There. I mean, you'd have to dig pretty deep for that one, but there's probably a more respectful way to say stuff like that, and that's all I ask. Mm-hmm. Damien T, the lawyer, posted in a live chat something like, confirm Logan and Justin M were at the trailer Thursday, May 1st night. I think it was early last week. Might have been on the DT show. Interesting. We'll talk about it. I have something to show as well. Has anyone given more thought to Jack and Lily's stockings? I haven't heard anything more about that. Hey, Betty. Thank you, Chris. Merry Christmas to everybody. Yes. Case isn't closed. Nobody got away with anything. Correct. Sherman is running late. Oh, am I still that far behind? Wow. Oh, Carrie, no disrespect to you, but that lawyer, I don't believe anything from her or the PI. Yeah. Hey, Mike. Good to see ya. Made the comment on Justin's the other night about it. I'm assuming one of her minion profiles. I'll believe it when I see proof. Hold on to your butts. Don't fear Daniel, even if he is a monster. Stating, in my opinion, saves your arse from legal issues. Exactly. You want to say something, try to do it respectfully, and just state that it's your opinion. You can't wait 5 or 6 comments down the line and say it's my opinion and think that covers you. Just say it every time and try to be respectful. Hey, I'm just saying what I saw last week, written by Dewey. Okay. Does anybody remember the guy's name that Malia was supposed to have as a new boyfriend? Brandon Hoyt, I believe. Grand, good to see ya. Be a donkey, my favorite word. Happy heavenly birthday to Libby. Absolutely, Libby. Liberty German. Happy birthday, Libby. Tammy, hey, good to see you. Hey, Ernestine, good to see you. Sharon Parker, Susie Q. And who else? Marie Antoinette, as always. A pleasure. Hey, Carla. Carrie. Amy. Hi, yeah, everyone. Hope you all had a nice Christmas. I hope you did too. Sound is better. Good. Okay. So I missed you all too. Hey, Colleen. I am glad to be live as well. I wanted to do one last night, but we got about half an hour from home, and it was about 3:30, and there was a huge accident on the highway, so we ended up having to double back and go back road all the way around. We didn't actually get home till 7 o'clock, and by that time it would have been like 10 Eastern, and I still had to unpack and get my computer out, grab some groceries, so it just wasn't in the cards. And then, let me tell you, just really quickly, side note, I'm sore today as I was unloading the truck, and I don't do much of the heavy lifting when we have Ian's 16-year-old son here too. So I don't need to like carry all the heavy bags and stuff in, but I was grabbing my backpack and my dog, Harley, needed to come in the house with me. So put Harley's leash on and his lead, and I put it on my wrist, and I was getting my backpack out with my laptop and stuff, and he saw a dog. He did, and he took off running, and all 140 pounds of him took me with him, and it was like a really quick jerk, and I hit the ground so hard. And you know, it must have been bad because the boys didn't even laugh. You know, they were shocked, as was I. Rung my bell pretty good. Took a couple of rowbacks and I had a nice hot bath, but it was brutal. And today I am feeling it. So Carol, that's okay. And Sarah, that's okay. Just reach out to me, messenger or email me. And it, like I said, it's simply just so that I know that you're not an undesirable fake profile. I know everybody has their YouTube handles and their names and stuff, and you don't want your identity known, and I respect that 100%. I'm the only one that will know. I will never give your real name out. And when we do have mod meetings, when you click on the link that I share you, you enter your name and you can enter your YouTube handle in there. Your real name does not show up. You do not have to show your face. You don't even have to talk if you don't want to. You can keep yourself muted just so that you can listen to the conversation. That's all it is. And it's just to make sure everybody's on the same page. So if I don't hear back from all of the mods, and it's no big deal. It's no slight on you. I'm just going to start plucking wrenches. I don't want people being deleted. I don't want people being timed out. And when we're going to have a busy night, like I feel like nights that'll bring in a lot of like trolls or whatever, I want to make sure that mods are on the same page. And also, I've been a mod on many channels, and I know what it's like to just kind of be doing this thing with, you're doing this moderation thing for creators, and you're not sure what their expectations are or what's expected of you or what the purpose of the wrench is. And I mean, it's a thankless job that you don't get paid for. So I want to try to make it a little bit different for my moms. So today excluded because it was, shit happens. So I really wanted to talk to my mods today, and I think it went well. Truth and Beauty, good to see you. I haven't seen you here. Mr. Hemi, awesome. Glad you made it. Yes, Kent, I was really sorry to hear about your mom. Hey, Nana. That's not a fact, Truth and Beauty. This is what we were trying to determine. And again, because we have a dynamic here in this case where we have people on both sides and then who are not even, connected to the case, putting out information. And pretty much every single person that we get our information from at one time or another has proven to be inaccurate, inconsistent, or straight up lying. So no matter what we hear and what I share with you, you need to take it all with a grain of salt and just remember that we weren't there. We don't know what happened. And so the things that I want to share with you are the things from the other side. Whatever's out there, it's important that we hear both sides, right? Whether you believe one over the other, that's up to you. If you don't want to believe either one, that's up to you. I am undecided, and I will remain confidently on that fence just because I wasn't there. Cool as a cucumber. Does anybody remember the guy's name that Malay was supposed to have a new boyfriend? I said it. Did I repeat myself? Would you believe, Amy? That's what I'm burning right now. I swear to God. I don't have my box here, but I swear to God, that's what I'm. Video quality is also approved. Okay, so I got this little. I don't know what it's called, but it's supposed to reduce echo. So I got that for now because I want to get a Yeti, and they're quite expensive. So I'm going to save up for that. Most call him Mr. Big. Brendan Hoyt, I believe his name was. There is a different Brendan with a different last name. I can't remember that last name, but my information was Hoyt. Paulette, good to see you. Hi from Newfoundland, Canada. We're in our second storm since Xmas. You wouldn't believe the amount of snow here. It's horrible. Hey, Sue. Hey, Brian, good to see you. Roxanne. Cindy, great to see you. I completely missed you saying you were having a meeting. Yeah, there's a lot. I think there's a few mods that weren't there the night, and I've tried to say it a couple of times, but I get it. And I don't want to remove wrenches. I don't. But it's literally just to keep everybody on the same page. So we don't have another situation like the DT chat where, things are getting deleted left, right, and center. And I honestly don't think that Daniel even knows that that's going on, even though he's been told. Hello, Paulette. I'm from, Newfoundland. Nice. Nice. Melinda, good to see you. Jody Lynn, Nurse, Bonnie, Ron, Mexico, good to see you. They don't sell alcohol in Costco in this region. Oh, really? Well, they have a separate Costco liquor, just like they have separate Costco tires. But yeah, it's a very strong eggnog from Costco. Yeah. Jesse, good to see you. Hey, Shy. And I think I might be getting into a lot of doubles now. So let's move on. Oh, there's a couple. Countryside Wildflowers, always good to see you. Oh, and Brookie Cookie Butterfly. And wouldn't you guess my grandbabies sick? Had the worst cough and the worst colds ever. Snot face. It was terrible. So I'm waiting and I kind of feel it. And Ian's son woke up this morning with a fever, so it's here. Yes, I did say happy birthday to Libby. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. B12, it's the simplest dating. I think that when giving theories, yeah, or my opinion. CJ, good to see you. I'm 35 minutes late. No, you're not. You're 21 minutes late. That's okay. I was 35 minutes late? No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. Was I? No. Yeah, I mean, it was funny, but it did ring my bell. Like, I don't know, the last time y'all fell really hard with a 140-pound dog dragging you. Like, my hand is all bruised and then I finally let go. And yeah, rung my bell pretty good. If I hadn't had so many layers on, I swear to God, my whole side of my body would be bruised. Like, I plowed onto the ground. It was terrible, but I survived. A little stiff. I'm okay. I do too. I do too. And I was surprised the boys didn't laugh at me, but they were like, I mean, I went down hard. So, Pictobub, good to see you. Sailor Moon. Okay. No, just email me, Sailor Moon. That's all you need to do. Just email me. Went to Costco this morning to meet my son. He slept in and never showed up. Oh, and then I lost my car keys and dropped them on the ground, and they were, oh, that's terrible. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. Maxie, it's great to see you. Thank you for being here. After a certain age, taking a fall is no joke. It's like every bundle in your body gets pulled the wrong way. Yeah, yeah. And that driving today, trying to look, like I'm all kinds of fucked up. Not gonna lie. It's okay to disagree, just do it respectfully. And I must say that channels who ban for disagreeing are posers who don't want their BS called out. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Ron. That's, it's got a lot to do with why I started my own channel. I was tired of the vacuum, the tunnel vision. I was tired of it. And I'm not talking about Sunny specifically. All of it. All of it. And like I said to my mods today, I don't look at this as my channel. This is our space, right? Because you guys have just as good ideas as I do. And I do talk to people on both sides. So I do get information to share with you. But other than that, I am no different than you guys. I was not there. I do not know what happened. But I want to. And I think it's important that we keep talking about it. Yeah, me too. Oh, I'm the same, sitting on the fence until someone is arrested. And even then, I need to see the probable cause. I want to go through the trial. Not that I won't believe, the RCMP, if they make an arrest, that's, they've got enough evidence to do so, but I want to know it. I want to hear it all. Nay, stop it. Don't like when you talk that way about my friends. And I see legal. Thank you for being here. And when you get the little super hit sample inbox, I don't know what that means. Charmaine, I may not be one of your mods, but I do agree with what you're saying. Absolutely makes sense. Easier to control. I don't like that word either. Control? Not really. I want everybody on the same page. And I told my mods today, I trust their judgment. I don't want mods questioning each other in the live chat. If you have a question, that's what the group chat is for. Or you can email me. We'll work it out afterwards, but we're a team here. Everybody is a team here. Does anybody know who the seventh or heard who the seventh person is now that has been polygraphed? No. But rest assured, I am on the hunt for that information. Your Costco doesn't sell liquor? Not all of them do, even out here. And not all of them will be, really. And tomorrow, as you all may have heard or seen my thumbnail, we're going to have Nick from Please Bring Me Home. He's going to be joining us. Super excited about that. Mayflower, good to see you. Is Brian Ward polygraphed? He might have been the seventh. I can't see why. There are plenty other, I think, family members who should have been. So he would have been who would have or not seen them that morning. When? Are you talking about the second? I would like to know when. Ninchi's still saying Justin was staying with Janie because of. Right, correct. Sure does say that. For a fact, he's not. For a fact, my information tells me that he's not, and my information comes from the Martell side of the family and Logan directly. So, I mean, still waiting for confirmation from Justin himself, but Daniel, Logan, and Earl's family have told me that no. And I believe it or not, you guys, there is a whole. Does everybody here have like a crazy cousin, crazy uncle, a portion of their family that's just different from the rest, kind of, you know what I'm saying? Everybody does. And if you don't, that's you. But there is a whole section of Martell family members who aren't in that area, who are good people that are just as perplexed as the rest of us. The only difference is they are related to these people and they're literally beside themselves, right? Like this is not I'm not saying it's a game for us, but it's a different level of real life for people who are related to them and maybe only saw them on special occasions, or you've got aunts and uncles or whatever that don't come around much anymore for whatever reason. I mean, at one time they knew them. So it's one of those things. I'm gonna Sarah, what are you talking about? The person, the seventh person, or the fact that a seventh person has been polygraphed because it was the RCMP that a seventh has been. Yeah, they did. They totally did on their year end. The superintendent was doing an interview and he said there have been 7 polygraphs done. If they were thinking about a poly for Justin Smith, they would approach Brad Wong first. He had a lot more to say than Justin Smith. Yeah, I don't think that that's a fact. For them to polygraph them, I believe they would have had to thought, and I don't mean no disrespect, but they would have had to have thought that their information was relevant or important to the investigation to find out one way or another. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, if there was a vehicle coming and going in the middle of the night and took that route, proving that or disproving that probably wouldn't help find Jack and Lily because it's inside the search area, if that makes sense. My opinion only. Who else? Anybody? I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I don't know if you guys are talking about Justin Martell or Logan or anything else has come out. And the reason why this is happening tonight is because I was not near, I wasn't paying attention to a whole lot of live chats. I just didn't have the time. I thought I would, but I didn't have the time over the last 4 days. But people were sending me screenshots and my name was brought up. And it was kind of like a, well, Daleen said this, no, but Charmaine said that, and kind of a back and forth and wondering who's lying. And just because Daleen is saying one thing doesn't mean she's lying. That means her source or her information tells her this. However, my source and my information, who I can say is probably closer to that situation, tells me the opposite. There's nothing going on between Daleen and I. Daleen and I are nothing. Um, um, I hope that I'm as irrelevant to her as she is to me at this point. So there's no back and forth, and I'm not here to prove Daleen wrong or to argue with her or to bring anything up. I'm just not. I'm giving you the other side because the other side was paying attention to all the bullshit that was going on out there and wanted their side out. So here we are. But Mayflower, you don't know all of the Martells, nor do we know all of the Mackenzies, right? So the ones that are in the public eye due to this case, I understand and I'm with you. However, there are other people that are not involved in any way, shape, or form that I have a hard time disbelieving. If Justin had something to do with the disappearance or knowledge, the whole family would lie. You think? Maybe you could say the same for Daniel. You could say the exact same for Janie. If they're all willing to lie for one, they'd be willing to lie for the next. So, all right. I believe the seventh person polygraph was Ron McKenzie. Okay. Can I ask how you know that? Or why you think that? I'm sorry. During trial, saying it was an ordinary day on Thursday, May 1st will not fly on the witness stand? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. An ordinary day, May 1st, and I couldn't remember anything that might have been okay up until maybe the 5th or 6th. But you would, as a parent, you would obsess about every second leading up to that disappearance. You would know everything that you did. I don't care who you are. How do we know who is telling the truth and who is lying? We don't. That's the point. I'm not here to get anybody's support for my side of things. I'm here to tell you the other side of things. But I'm also here to tell you I wasn't there. Cool, you said that Charmaine for days that Justin was on the property. I did see a screenshot, but then I saw other screenshots that I think that might have just been like, I don't know, it might have been like a typo or something. I don't know. I don't care. I don't lie. We'll have someone that's different in our families, absolutely. And if you don't, it's you. I'm thrilled that you caught me alive, Kim Mitchell. Haley Wood. Let's focus with nonsense. Losing focus with nonsense drama. It's a problem. It's a problem. And that's why I say, like, we need to decide what's worth our time to look at and what's not. Right? And that's my goal here. Let's weed out the bullshit, the complete bullshit. If we need to revisit it down the road, then we should, and we will. But for today, I don't want nothing to do with the bullshit. So, for starters, answer the question, and if I get more during the live stream, we will circle back. Here is a conversation between Daniel Martell and Logan, his cousin, regarding the chit chat on certain live streams over the past few days. Add to stage. I can zoom it in. I haven't really read this yet. Okay. I seen that Belinda's lawyer is trying to say I was in Lansdowne May 1st. According to my work schedule, I was at work at 8 a.m. and my children were at daycare. Brody was in school. So unsure where that lie has come from, but it's definitely not correct. Not sure. I've never spoke to that woman before in my life. So how she would know where I was is beyond me. I've never spoken to her either, but she has it out for me, Mom, Justin, and now clearly you. She's obviously doesn't think logically in any sort of capacity. No one was here. No one was here on May 1st other than me and Malaya and the kids. And, well, Mom too, but I think you could have guessed that. The shit they come up with is unreal. The fact that a lawyer is throwing up false accusations. Yeah. So let me think about this for a second, Ori. That name is a neighbor who was publicly speaking early on about his friend and neighbor taking the polygraph test. Man, I wish I could remember more, but I believe who that is. Anybody else? Is this like the crime shows? Like this channel? True Crime Story Pod? I like having the quick ones in here, you betcha. I agree, she was even calling me at work. Who? I doubt he knows anything or is involved in any way other than inserting his own opinions. That removes Logan. If you believe her, and my information tells me that Justin worked all day Thursday and then went home to his family after work on Thursday. Because, yes, they were having problems. And his wife was recently found out to be pregnant. And they were working on things. And he was not staying at Janie's house. Like I said, I'm waiting for my screenshot to show that. And I will bring it to you as soon as I get it. But, I mean, this is what it is. Does it make one version any more or less true? We're told that there are receipts that they were there. and people are asked to reach out if you want to see them. And my thing is, well, why do people have to ask? Why are we putting information out there without giving receipts? You know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't think Jamie knows anything but local gossip. I think most of them are like that, including Derwood. See what he doesn't have a junkyard. He just does body repair work at his house. I mean, like the first 48. No, no, no. This is just me and you talking about a case, trying to figure out what's bullshit, what's not bullshit, what's worth our time to look into. That's all it is. I wish it was the first 48, you guys. Could you imagine? We just solve crimes in the first 48, and if we don't, we move on to the next one. Janie gave an interview on TV, so I am sure it would have come up that Justin was there, or he would have been mentioned. I've been saying it all along. You're reading my mail, Ron. You really are. No one knows but mom and dad. I think no one knows but mom or dad, and if they don't, I somebody on the property knows. No. Where did you hear that? If Malia and Daniel were honest in the beginning about the time Jack and Lily went missing, if they walked away, things might have been different. In my opinion, those babies went missing a lot earlier. I think that that's safe to say. I think it's really hard to estimate time when you're sleeping. Maybe feeling the effects of some drug use. I think it would have been really hard to pinpoint 20 minutes. And I think if they're being honest with themselves, I think they can safely say it was more than 20 minutes. If not just for the fact that, I mean, just hear me out here, you guys. If Janie had heard the kids that morning and Malaya came out at about, so Janie would have heard the kids sometime between 9 and 9:30, and Malaya and Danny would have come out searching everywhere for the kids at about 9:40. And Janie didn't say to them, well, I just heard them out here. They couldn't have gone far. There was nothing like that. It was kids are missing how long? Like what? You know what I mean? Just it's a little odd. It's a little odd, in my opinion. Hey Addie, on the ordinary day, gotta start over. What time did it get dark? Kids should have come inside then. Why was bathwater drawn? Was it used? All things that I hope the RCMP know, you know. Did they get up and go to school anyways? Because mom called them in again and then got lost hurt on the road? That I think that that's entirely possible, and I cannot for the life of me understand why nobody else was looking into it, like investigation wise. Because if their scent was lost at the end of the road, yeah, it could have been from every other time they went up there to catch the bus, but why wasn't there scent anywhere else if they were outside playing? I don't know. Yeah, I talked to Derwood on the phone, and yeah, we've had one of the busiest Decembers in years plowing. Daniel asked investigators if they wanted his brother's phone, and they said no, but he was interviewed. Laverne. I don't know what you mean. Oh, like I said, I'm not here accusing anyone of spreading false information, or today they haven't misrepresented actual information. This is just what her sources are telling her, and I'm telling you all that my sources, who are the people, are saying otherwise. So you can't you can't believe either side completely. It's just what's more believable to you. Do you think that Logan and or Justin were at the property but haven't been mentioned anywhere else? No court documents, no interviews, no nothing? Do you really think that had Justin done something to the kids that Malaya and or Daniel wouldn't have even mentioned his name? Like they have this, not so much Malaya obviously, but they have this need to add collateral information anytime they're talking about things that might matter, might not matter, but they're always adding extra shit. Like we saw on Justin's live the other night when Daniel almost said the blue or black, whatever, when he was talking about the Nissan Range, whatever, Malaya's car, he adds extra information. That's human nature. Justin's name does not come up. If he was involved and if somebody was covering for his involvement, his name would have come up just as collateral information, just kind of a look over here, don't look here. Because they do that. They do it regularly. So I don't buy it. Ron, I thought you were already a member. Thank you so much. Thank you. And Darlene Dollering, thank you so much for that. Thank you. You're very kind. No, Derwood is not my plow driver. My cousin helped me plow. What time did Justin Martell show up at his mother's the day the children went missing? I'll ask. They're not so good with times and when everybody started showing up, right? That day. The reason why Janie, like just my speculation, but the reason why Janie is so on point with her note taking, with the times of phone calls and stuff, is because she's got her call log, right? She can go back and then kind of judge her actions from certain phone calls based on her call log, if that makes sense. And just like I said, that's my speculation. McMatt, good to see you. Hi. Before I forget, I want to let everybody know that the food hampers went really well. $251 worth of Christmas groceries went. I have pictures somewhere. Remind me later and I'll show them. But thank you so much to Seawood for making that happen for us. So I just wanted to let everybody know. It's amazing. A lot of people don't understand these rural communities and the family dynamics. I wouldn't read a lot into that. Hey, Tiger Girl. I believe that they said Justin showed up shortly after the RCMP. I don't think anybody has a specific time. Correct. For stuff like that, and like what time Cheryl and Haley showed up. There's no specific time that they showed up. It was either, it's a before or an after. Before Cindy showed up, after the RCMP showed up, you know what I mean? There's no concrete time. If I had a lawyer and she was on podcast doing interviews, her ass would be fired, same as the PI. Animal Keeper, thank you for being here. I'm sorry, I have a sneeze and I'm distracted. I wish I had a bright light to look at. Anna Jackson was just watching a missing report on twin girls were kidnapped at 7. Wow, it was their school teacher. Exactly. You never know anyone. It's insanely sad. Okay, so I see that the darkness has overcome behind me, so I don't have the daylight coming in. What are you talking about, Lynn? What are you talking about? Yeah, I don't get the lawyer being investigative on YouTube, harassing members on Facebook Messenger and calling them at work. Calling who at work? Who are you talking about? feel like I'm missing a whole lot of stuff there. Okay. Oh, I forgot to tell. Okay. Um, let me see. Let me see. If Martell's Mackenzie's outside of the ones we know about said Justin was not there, I have doubts they would even know if they're normal. They likely don't associate with the ones in this case. But you just, okay. I get it. I get it. And you're free to believe what you want. I choose to believe my sources, and trust me, if it was just educated guesses that they were giving me for information, I feel the same way you do. But that's not what this is. I just that's not what this is. I wish I could explain more, but you know, my sources are important to me, and they've become my friends, and I'm not about to compromise her anonymity, because I mean the fact is a lot of the family members don't even know that we talk, right? I'm not, you know, I can't give you any more, and I'm not asking you to believe me. It's up to you. I'm giving you the information. Way too many people on the property the first day should have been, yeah. The second the RCMP arrived, they should have secured that scene. And even if they didn't think it was a crime scene, they should have known. And there's so many cases where they're looking for kids, but they don't have dogs there right away. But if they do have the dogs, what difference does it make if you've got dozens of people trampling all over the site before the dogs arrive? And then they didn't use a piece of the children's clothing to get their specific scent. It just, it blows my mind. And if the day comes where somebody is arrested and they go to trial, it's defense attorney's dream. It truly is. I thought we were all here for Jack and Lily. Why so much turmoil, right? And that's where we need to refocus. So, do we want to spend more time trying to figure out um, if Justin and Logan were there Thursday night? And if they were, just if they were, what does that mean? Does that mean that Logan and Justin and Janie and Daniel and Malaya all know what happened, and then we might as well throw Ron in there too because phone calls happened to Ron super early. So they all know and they're all protecting each other? Maybe. Hey, Chris Fishes, good to see you. Why do you think Justin was crying a river? Not one other person in this whole case has shed a tear. All right. Belinda has, but, and this is just my speculation and just trying to put myself in that kind of situation. When you have step nieces and nephews, you love them, and they were 3 years in, don't know how much time he spent with Jack and Lily, but basically his brother's girlfriend's kids. They might have been close. We have no information to say that they were close or that they, weren't close. We don't know what the dynamic was there. However, his brother's girlfriend's kids go missing, and he comes and he goes and he helps search. And he's also got his own stuff going on. He's working, he's got bills, he's got family. Now he's expecting a new child. He and his wife are trying to work on things. So he's got his own shit in his head too, right? But he's helping search Friday, Saturday, Sunday, nothing comes up. And by Sunday morning, Malaya has left. Blocks Daniel on everything. Like, just trying to put myself in his shoes. What must have been going through his head by Monday morning? What must have been going through his head? Kids aren't in the woods. They've looked in search and rescue have looked everywhere. The dogs have been out there. The kids aren't in the woods. Malaya's left. Maybe Daniel had been inconsistent. Maybe Daniel had been using drugs. Maybe Justin came to some pretty harsh realizations or assumptions by Monday. Maybe it all just flooded him. Maybe. It's an explanation. It's possible. But again, the other possibility is, yeah, he totally helped everybody do everything that we're thinking that happened, right? 100% odds. Yes, Patty absolutely did. Pay for the Nissan. Picked him up. But that's not right. People calling anybody's work, that's harassment, and Lord love them. Good thing I'm my own boss. You can call me all day long, guys. I'll deal with you. When Dee was asked if there was a gathering the night before the kids went missing, he said no, not that night. Correct. Correct. I'm sure they had many gatherings. Logan said her father cried as well. She did. A grown-ass 50-year-old man cried, is what she said. Malaya interview also showed her showing distance from her children. She said, "We love them. Everyone loves them, but never I." Right. You're not wrong. I believe Malaya's side of the family all start to show up around 1 in the afternoon on Friday. That's probably close to right, but we did see the screenshot of when Cindy was leaving her home. So however long that drive takes, right? You're right. Just because someone isn't telling you they cried or see them doesn't mean no one else were sad. And we know that Janie was crying. She was quite upset. Malaya, we know that Malaya was crying at some point. Gosh, I can't remember, but somebody, it might have been Janie, but it might have been Belinda. But somebody had said that Malaya was crying. She was inconsolable at some point, and they went over and hugged her. Got to find that. Can't remember who said that. But then a lot of other people and a lot of other, even that same person was saying that very flat affect, not a whole lot of emotion coming from Malaya that day. Then I do remember hearing that she was crying that day. Maybe it was Daniel. I can't remember, but I heard it. No one can explain anyone else's reaction to trauma when shit happens. No. Most people would cry. Then there's these parents sus as fuck. Most people, some won't. I mean, I can't say for sure. Malaya looked like she had been crying leading up to that interview. She did what she'd expect. People grieve in different ways. They absolutely do. Men have feelings and are allowed to cry. They absolutely are. Maybe if they did more, they wouldn't be such jerks. No offense, Ron. It's good to look at all angles. I mean, if you want to come here, I can give you an excuse for any behavior, and I can give you an excuse or a scenario that I've even thought of that makes them all look guilty as fuck. Like, that's why I am perched on that fence. I will look at both sides until the arrest, and I want to see the arrest affidavit, the probable cause affidavit for the arrest, and we won't hear anything about the trial until it's over and done with. But that's when I'll make up my mind. When a jury of their peers find them guilty, which is going to be you people out there that are local to the area, try your best to not make up your mind. Because if it does go to a trial and it's a jury trial, you could be called on to make this decision. And the last thing you want to do is eliminate yourself as a possible juror because you've already made up your mind based on what YouTubers are saying. Like, don't do that. Trust me. It'll be far more interesting for you to be able to sit on the jury and hear the information firsthand. So, if for no other reason than that, try your best to open your mind and just think, well, you know what? Nobody's been convicted. Want to hear all the evidence out before I make up my mind. You know? How many in here cried over Jack and Lily and you've never met them? People have feelings. Men cry too and feel too. Just my opinion. Just saying, in my opinion, that doesn't make you guilty or sus because you cry. Right. Denise, good to see you. Anybody else that I haven't said hi to, good to see you. You're right. What must have been going on in his head? Plus, he can't see his other kids at the time. Justin? Sure he could. He was staying at his home with his family. Yeah. You're talking about Daniel? And I'll tell you all too, like Daniel has cried over his other two children as well, not being able to see them. Just because we don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Anything else? I feel Malaya knows where the kids are. I believe there was someone, in my opinion, has no trace. Somebody would have seen them, Tiger Girl. Private citizen, even if they're in Ontario, New Brunswick, Quebec, PI, Alberta, BC, somebody would have seen them. I wonder why Justin's interview was not in the documents. Probably because he wasn't there and he has no information to offer. That's like saying, I wonder why Haley's interview wasn't in the documents. Or Logan's, like the collateral. They weren't there. And I cannot figure out why people who do this kind of stuff for a living don't realize that. It was never considered a crime scene. It was considered to right, but you still, if you don't have, you still need to protect the scene for evidence. You still need to take the dogs, give them a piece of clothing or something so they can track those kids. And if the only place that those kids were tracked is to the road, you would still want to know, as an investigator, you would still want to know who's coming and going out of that house. And I'm confident that because of Belinda's interview with Major Crimes, when she was sitting down and the questions that they asked her about the scene, about if there was anybody there monitoring anybody coming and going. And when Belinda said, no, I only remember the one officer talking or can't remember, arguing with Janie, but nobody else was there monitoring anything. And their reaction to that told me that Major Crimes was not impressed with how that scene was unsecured. It was not secured. So missing kids or not, you still don't want dozens of people trampling through in case you don't find the kids. And you need to look deeper into evidence and where they went or who could have come or anything. You don't want people contaminating the scene, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah, she said everyone loves them, but the Tiger Girls or Jeannie was right. She never said I miss them. I want them. Um, I can't remember how she put it, but yeah. Not intentional, but that's where it came from. Absolutely. But I don't think it was intentional. And when she said, Malaya used the words, they live over there or they live there, like in the RV. I don't know that Malaya meant Justin and Janie lived there, but it's easy, I think, to take it that way. But I mean, like, I know he wasn't. So you guys don't, like I said, you don't have to believe me, but I know Justin wasn't, based on the documents. If we want to play that game based on the documents. Isn't it strange, though, Malaya spoke of Daniel as her partner, yet turned on him shortly after, yet acting all good with it when talking to the reporter? Yeah. Yes, Justin was there Friday because he was there with his wife that was comforting Janie. And Justin was also on the quad. He went out searching with Janie. You betcha. He was there Friday, absolutely. And the woman that Janie or that Belinda saw comforting Janie was Justin's wife. RCMP said in the latest interview that if more people would speak up, we would have answers to the questions. Not wrong. I can't, yeah, everyone, but never I love them. Proud feet. I appreciate that. Oh, what else do we have here? So, and another thing too, and I still waiting for my receipts, but I'm just going to tell you anyways. Um, so Derwood came out and basically did that. What was it? I believe it was a text to somebody, and then the screenshots were released, right? Saying that everybody's lying, including Daniel, blah blah blah. He like I know it's a fact that Derwood went over to 1407 Gerlach Road. That's a fact. He had a heated uh, discussion with Janie that day. That's a fact. But what something else that was added was that Daniel was too much of a coward to come out, and um, the other side of that is Daniel wasn't aware that conversation even happened until after Derwood had left, and Janie told him about it. You know, so again, I'm waiting for my receipts for that, but that's just the other side of it. Um, and from what I understand, it wasn't that heated. You know what I mean? It wasn't like they weren't yelling and screaming at each other. They were having a discussion. They um, agreed to disagree about a lot of stuff. But according to Daniel, he wasn't even aware that happened until after Derwood had left. It wasn't a big, loud screaming match that woke him up. So, what are we talking about? Do you have facts, assumptions? Tell me the story. Nobody knows the truth. Harassments? Yes. Wow. You can go back and watch it again if you want. I'm not here to assume or to um, just go back and watch it. I don't spread misinformation. I tell everybody where I get my stuff from, and it's up to you what you want to believe. I wasn't there, so I don't have any knowledge of what actually happened. I'm just giving the other side. Everybody can like the everybody can live in a vacuum if you want to and just believe the one side and believe everything that you hear, or we can just reach out and try to get answers from the other side. So that usually the truth is somewhere right down the middle. So, you know, again, you don't have to, I'm not asking anybody to believe me. Don't care if you do or not. Just giving the other side of it. In my opinion, I believe Malaya Brooks Murray should be speaking up, coming out, speaking of her. Jack and Lily, put more information out there for us so we can help her find Jack and Lily. I agree, but the same should be said for Daniel, Janie, the RCMP, major crimes. There has to be information that they can put out to the public to help. There has to be. Hey, Women's Warrior, good to see you. In the ambulance, Malaya was crying. That's right. That's right, yeah. Belinda's authentic. Janie is not. I don't really want to. I don't want to get started on Janie today. However, Janie's personality is the polar opposite from Belinda's personality. Belinda is very authentic. And Janie comes off a lot more harsh. Can we leave it at that? Is that fair? Has anyone ever heard from Justin's wife or Daniel's ex, or why Jordan Geddes lost his woman of 7 years and his job? No to the first, no to the second, and yes to the rest. And I will wait for permission to share. But once I have it, I'll tell you. Thought Wolfie was coming on with Charmaine to sing tomorrow. Maybe if women would cry less, they wouldn't be so retarded. Oh, Ron. Belinda didn't recognize the woman covered. From my information, you know, the woman was, I mean, it wasn't Logan. She was calling Janie mom, and that would be Auntie. If it was Logan, it was Justin's wife. I don't know who or where you got that, but it's not facts. What are you talking about, Bren? Yeah, it doesn't matter if you delete or retract. I still see everything. So, Grant, I want to know what you're talking about. There's two Justins, Justin Martell and Justin Smith, right? Ron Mexico. Do you mean Daniel couldn't see his kids? I thought that was after Jack and Lily went missing. It was. In my opinion, anyone who regularly participated in these chats wouldn't be eligible to sit on a jury related to this case. They have too much bias. For the most part, yeah. If this case made it to trial, I'm sure it would be closed, yeah. People bullying over someone's opinion is a major red flag. Hey, just me. So their timeline doesn't add up at all, like at all. And it drives me that by now, 8 months in, we can't sit down and get it together just a little bit. Drives me nuts. Look at Castro held 3 to 4 girls for 10 years. Yeah. But they fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, I just showed the screenshot. I just showed the screenshot from Logan saying that she was not at the property, and then Daniel saying that the only people that were on the property Thursday was him, Malaya, the kids, and Janie. And like I said, I'm waiting for something from Justin to show him saying that he wasn't at the property. But that plus the fact that Justin's name isn't even in the documents, there was no like documented interview done with Justin because the only interviews that were done were either witnesses or people who were there, right? So, I mean, all of that leads me to believe that Justin wasn't there on Thursday. Just my own opinion. Somebody would have seen them. That's sad, but seems true. I would think so. Any kind of sighting. I don't know. Yeah. Looking at pictures, and I did see that some of the pictures that Justin was looking at the other night, and I mean, they are troubling to look at, but again, we don't know what that was. We weren't there, and we can assume. Same nonsense about not protecting crime scene happened with Sebastian Rogers. Yeah, that means even with an arrest, the defense will have a field day, right? Like take your pick. No different than Delphi. I mean, at what point? Get this. So, not to get too gruesome, but sticks and branches were used to attempt to cover up the victim, the children. Um, and the investigators didn't collect the sticks and branches. They didn't see that they had any evidentiary value. So, the one thing on the crime scene that you know for a fact without a shadow of a doubt, no doubt, that the perpetrator touched with his own hands, moved by his own force, by his own manpower to hide what he had done, has no evidentiary value. And when they found them, the dogs were still en route. They were still coming. And when they found the little girls, what was he again, Gren? What was Tobe Lesenby? Wasn't the chief or something, but he was, he was one of the leads. He called the dogs off because they had found the little girls. We don't need to find out which way the perpetrator left, so don't worry about bringing the dog. There's just no accounting for stupidity when it comes to some of these investigations. Who's making fun? If they're making fun of me, that's fine. I don't mind. It's probably Derwood. Doesn't bother me. Oh, they will not get an unfair trial unless they move to a different place. Wasn't there someone who saw two kids getting into a car on the road, or do I have? No, you're right. Um, you guys will have to refresh my memory. I believe Natasha was her name. Witnessed two kids walking towards a vehicle with a woman waiting at the vehicle for the kids. But the kids did not match Jack and Lily's description, really, nor the last seen clothing they were wearing. The little girl had pigtails in her hair, and we know that nobody got up with Lily. The little girl was definitely dressed for warmer weather. Um, I mean, to me, it was pretty clear that it wasn't Jack and Lily, but there was a sighting. In my opinion, the RCMP did not believe that Janie, who, Malaya, had anything to do with this, or Justin, right? Justin Martell. I don't know who SM is. Malaya, anything to do with this because they released documents that cast doubt on guilt. You don't do that if they're suspects. It would be evidence in court. Depends on the information. We're never going to agree on that. We're never going to agree on that. I want them home. I do too. I think Malaya was distraught. I vehemently disagree with the statement RCMP releases all kinds of information for tactical reasons. I agree. Well, we've seen the inside of the RV. There's not room for two people to live there unless they were a couple sleeping in the same bed. When did we see pictures of the inside of the RV? I have not. Mind you, I don't spend a whole lot of time watching just a bunch of channels. I watch Daphne, I watch Shan. I wonder allegedly if the four-wheeler was on the property next to Janie's. Maybe that's why she has the keys. Who's on the property next to Janie's? Name one case where they've released name a case where they've released court documents in Canada before there was an arrest or even probable cause for a search warrant. It doesn't happen. If it does, it's very rare. I think it was the public interest in this case that made the media go to bat for that documentation. But we generally speaking don't see it. But I still say that it was cherry picked, and anything that we read, if it possibly could have had any relevance anymore, it was probably redacted. Anything else, it had served its purpose. The information that we got served its purpose. They had moved on from it. Man, I wish I could keep up with you guys in chat. Isn't Malia still in the hospital? Correct. Yeah, I couldn't sit here and talk true crime and get this stressed this ever over commenters here. The comments don't stress me out. I like to hear other people's take on information that I get. This case is such a mess. I don't know what to believe. Everything is on the table. And just my opinion, but that's how we all should be. I'm no fool. Like, I've heard Daniel's stories and I've heard the things that he's said and I've seen the things that he's done. I hear Janie's voice in those clips. Like I did. I seen it and I heard it all, just like you guys. And I thought myself, there's no other reasonable explanation that they must have done something. But I know I wasn't there. And how can I in good faith say that, especially to the public? And I don't know. I have no idea what happened. What makes sense to me, just based on the evidence, based on the actual information that we have, is that Jack and Lily got up wanting to go to school that day, poked her head in and out, hoping her parents would get up, and ended up getting herself ready and little Jack ready for school, and walked down that little driveway and waited for a bus. And I think I don't know, it's believable to me that some creditor happened to take advantage of an opportunity. I know it's a long shot. I do. But where are the kids? Why is there no trace of them in those woods or anywhere around there? Where is any evidence, any proof, any sight, any scent, any trace of the kids anywhere around that property? Right. Southern Blue Angel, it's good to see you. How are we going to believe those statements from people who have changed info in their statements about what happened? Right. I'm not asking you to believe me. I am simply giving you their side of it. That's it. However, I will stick to saying that I know for myself, I know that Justin Martell was not staying at that trailer. He was not there on May 1st. Belinda said Malia told her Daniel's mom had a farm. She was trying to make the best of a bad situation and minimize the lifestyle she got pulled into. I heard that too. Merry Christmas, Kim. Good to see you. In my opinion, it doesn't matter if I was in my kids' lives or not and they went missing, I would be out looking and begging for people to help, unlike the bio dad. Yeah. I don't understand, and I know that Belinda doesn't make any excuses for him either. Thank you for hitting the like button, Kim McCann. Bye, Shenanigans. Knee. Sunday, I believe, will be, yes, is going to join us. Janie is a harsh old lady who is rough around the edges, but she did live in a decrepit RV to allow the family to have the trailer. Yes, and there's other information to go along with that, and Janie needs to come clean with it. She needs to put all the information out there. That's why I like this channel. You don't brainwash people. I want people to question everything. Gosh, I wish everybody on every channel would question everything. I think we'd be a lot closer to weeding through the bullshit if we did. Hi, all from Ontario. Late, but I'll go back and watch after it's done. Happy New Year to you too, Bev. Thanks for being here. It's good to have hope. I'll never take that away from any of you guys. It's good to have hope. If you believe the kids are out there being hidden, fill your boots. That's why search and rescue can be heard in official audio from this case saying, tell Malaya to stay close to the home. Just in case the kids came back. Police would have interviewed all of the close family members to get information. Right. So Justin wasn't mentioned in any of the interviews. What does that tell you? It tells me that chances are he might have been interviewed for collateral or background information, but as far as the disappearance of Jack and Lily goes, who knows when the last time he was even at the trailer, right? That could have been weeks. But for some reason, it wasn't important enough information to have in those documents or to even bring his name up. So I probably will try again, but on a much funner subjects, not missing children cases. I'll never talk about it. So much stress. This community is not for the, it's very consuming. The police now, I believe you're right. But there's a bigger deal occurring there, in my opinion. So cops will co-sign their BS. I see what you're saying. I disagree. Anything else? How long have we been going for? An hour and a half? No trail. I think Justin's won the squawking. Clutch them pearls, Justin? Also, people think I'm Daniel Martell now. Why do they think that? Are you Daniel? I don't see an exclamation points in your spelling is, no offense, Daniel, but your spelling is better. Well, there are red flags, timelines, inconsistent statements, some of their comments, the weird shit like Malaya leaving and blocking this creepy Derwood person, but the RCMP were able to ask about this. Did trail cams show when they did admit to riding? No. Not that we've been made aware of. Tiger Girl, I don't know if people thought you were Daniel, but I think people might have thought that you could have been Derwood. I think, I don't know. But we know who you are now. Ron, Janie don't seem all that bad to me. I think she got manipulated into covering for her son to some extent, but I don't think she did anything knowingly to harm the kids. I guess you can say I get people thinking that's a good thing and a bad thing. It depends on what you're doing. Like if you're trying to get them to think with an open mind and kind of try to, think of every possible scenario, then that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. But if you're perpetrating this like one narrative based on your own personal beliefs with no personal knowledge, I don't think that that's responsible, in my opinion. You thought that was Daleen? I like to go have coffee and smoke a joint with Janie. People called me Derwood's daughter, and my online name is fake. Oh, there's something about you, Miss Zell. I'm not going to lie. I'm not saying you're Derwood's daughter. Something. And just so you know, you still have me blocked everywhere. I can see you chatting, but you can't see me. Like I can see you like AB, not AB anymore, but there's another one that had the comments on the screen or whatever. So I saw you. So you know. Janie. Bring her some indica so she can calm down. She seems high stress and anxiety. Yeah. Yeah. And I do believe that she did take that polygraph test. And I do believe that her anxiety was too high to even consider using her polygraph like results. I think they were just probably all over the map due to her high anxiety. Oh, exclamation points. It said Zai is Daniel. There it is. Was it my imagination, something being said about Justin Martell and Logan being there? Yeah, you heard that on a different channel, but I just showed a screenshot from Logan saying that she was not. No one will make fun of you in your chat. If it's Derwood, just who cares? Fake profiles. They can't be adult to come at me. Yeah, no doubt. Grow a set. Grow a set. But he's probably too old for that now. Whatever. One moment. What about the plate the RCMP ran listed to a Gregory Diffin guy? Oh, wow. Is that a fact? Does anybody know about that? So apparently after the fake cop mass killings in Nova Scotia, one person was unalived in their car, and when the RCMP returned the car to the family, it had, I heard that. Wow. I did hear that. I did. So upset about poor Melody Buzzard. Yes, keeping a close eye on that case. Yes, that's terrible. Derwood is definitely noticeable in a chat. He couldn't sneak into yeah, totally. What do you mean? Did forensics get shown, in my opinion, if that four-wheeler battery motor has like a black box? What do you mean? Huh. I've seen parents sobbing in front of a camera and turns out they were guilty. For sure. Happens all the time. Sea legal is devastating. Thank you, Ron Mexico. Again, you're very generous. Thank you so much. But yes, agree to disagree, as usual. Yes, but how much weight do you put in the documents that they have released? Like me, myself, if it was important to the investigation, I don't think we ever would have seen it. So, not a lot. Like, it's some information and it's good to know what their statement said, and I'm not saying anything against that. But this is all information that they've already used as much as they can. It's all part of the case, but a very, very, very small part of the case. There's not a lot that we can glean from it other than as the public being kept in the dark, like as usual. Um, we learned a lot from the documents, but it doesn't show us anything to where their investigation currently is, if that makes sense. Oh, Ori, I mean, there have been a lot over the years. There have been a lot, but Canadian cases, never. This has never happened. Not saying that it wouldn't have happened, but as far as the true crime community online goes, you know as well as I do, we go back to Paul Bernardo or even Tori Stafford. That was before the true crime community and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. You know what? I think that those cases would have got just as much, if not more, scrutiny, and especially particularly the way they were handled initially. I find it very interesting that Derwoods allegedly turned on Daniel and Janie not long after his blow up over it coming out that they stopped at his place on May 1st. Stopped at whose place May 1st? Are you talking about Jordan's place May 1st? So Jordan and Daniel. I can't think of who else, but they've denied that that happened. The neighbor, or I can't remember the person, the tipster, was confident of who she saw. But this he turned on Janie like in the past couple of weeks, and from what I understand, and based on the screenshots of the DT chat, because like I said, I don't go in there, I don't watch, and I don't chat. What had happened was Derwood had said something in the chat about Janie hearing someone shush the kids. And then Janie in that same chat said she didn't hear anything but the kids that morning. She didn't hear no shushing. And then Derwood had said something else, and Janie contradicted that. And that's what kind of sparked everything. And then Derwood went over to Janie's house. They had that heated disagreement. And that was literally, what, guys, like last week? So in that story about, well, we've known from early on that there was a witness who said that Daniel and Malaya were spotted somewhere on Thursday, but it just came back out a couple of months ago. But this most recent Derwood story, whatever you want to call it, this was just like last week. Is that what you're referring to? Sure hope so. Why? That's why this case is odd, releasing court documents, and why the Globe and Mail. Well, because the Globe and Mail are the news outlet with the money and the legal resources to take them to court to win their FOIA request, basically. Right? If it wasn't for the media, we never would have seen that. And the media had to go to court for the right to see that. So, and to me, it was the public interest in the case and the pressure from the public and the media wanting to kind of appease the public. It doesn't happen a whole lot in Canada. There is a Greg Diffin that moves back and forth from Maine and the UK all the time. Him, maybe? I keep skipping Captain Justice just because if you guys think that he's ignorant or they're ignorant or whatever, just remember what we talked about. Use your discretion. Nobody's going to question you. And if we want to know, we'll ask you later. Any word on whether we will get the unredacted portions of Malaya and Daniel's relationship from the documents? From my understanding, Lico, we're going to see those in February, barring any further delays. But nobody's been charged with any crime, so they still have to give their consent to have personal information released, right? So that's what the holdup is. Malaya is not agreeing to any of it. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they have to go back to court. But for me, like, why not find them? Why not just release Daniel's side then? If he doesn't have an issue with the unredactions, then just release Daniel's stuff then. Let the media deal with Malaya's stuff later or in the meantime, because they are anyways, right? So I don't know. It's so frustrating to me because of all the lies. Can't imagine what the police have to do to find out who is telling the truth. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe it could be a stolen plate too, just stuck on Derwoods' black SUV. And I mean, just a realization the other day, just everybody's searching for this car and thinking that maybe it's parked in a family member's house or something, but maybe it's parked at the bottom of a lake, you know? Like, it's not like it's never happened before. That wheeler was used, in my opinion, to remove the kids from the scene. I believe they were taken away alive. Someone witnessed two children walking somewhere, but then changed it to the children they saw were much older. I don't know. I'm that far behind. Goodness, you guys. How can Daniel not remember what happened the night before? One would think that would be something you would, and if you didn't remember it right away, by now you would remember every minute, unless there was some kind of substance that is preventing you from remembering. But I mean, I've never been blackout drunk or anything, but I think at some point your memories start to come back. Do they not? Like, I don't know. But to be that blank about an entire day 8 months later is just wild to me. No theory can go unlooked, in your opinion? Yes, but how much time and energy do you want to spend on certain theories? You know? I can't see a dark back rural area like that. Someone picked them both up, both kids, very rare. Like getting struck by lightning. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen. And I mean, if that's the guy, if that's what happened, if it was a stranger abduction, then they're loving life right now because nobody is even considering the possibility. Whereas they could have literally picked up Jack and Lily and been gone. And meanwhile, you've got all the resources in the world trotting around those woods for 6 solid days and then back for another 2 days, 10 days later. And they've got the YouTube world infighting about which family member did it. And meanwhile, they drove away with the kids, like within minutes of them being outside. You never know. That's all I'm saying. You never know. Hey, Star Child. Amy W07, Budettes, everybody. So great to see you. Thanks for being here. I'm gonna end it pretty soon. welfare was paying the rent on Janie's trailer. From my understanding, their responsibility was they had to pay the electricity and maybe the internet. I can't remember, but the electricity, they weren't paying rent. But the electricity and um, Earl was supplying the firewood, right? I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's how it went. Actually, I think we might agree on more than we disagree on. Many things are possible. Trigger me when some creators start with personal attacks, though. Dressing as Halloween characters was cringe. Yeah. I mean, each to their own. I think it was a members only. I don't know. Um, Pretty sure she owns the trailer and doesn't rent it. Correct. You're not right. Sorry, Captain Justice. Captain Injustice. You're not right there. Justin, Earl, Ron, Logan, none of them are in the documents. But why, Ori? Why would that be? I think the police are onto it. I really do. Unfortunately, it's hard to read what the police are onto. But Malaya was collecting welfare. It's a friggin' career in this country. Some parts of the country, I agree. But I think, I'm not mistaken, I think that they were getting some kind of social assistance or Daniel was on EI or something. But something was off because they got cut off. So would you consider asking Dr. Vana to join you on your channel? She has great insights professionally and personally, including psychological aspect autism. Yeah, like she was going to have me on her channel and then I don't know, just lost. I don't know, both got busy doing our own things, but absolutely. I would I love to hear different perspectives, but what I won't do is bring somebody on that's going to defend anybody without presenting the other side as well. So with boundaries about who or any other creators, we don't talk about them or even what they believe. I would be willing to bring somebody like Dr. Vana on for sure. Janie didn't need to be on welfare because she inherited the property from her late father. How do you know that, Mrs. L? Why don't you just tell us who you are? And in AM, when Malaya seen Janie and, in my opinion, sent kids off planning to run off with the baby. Maybe, I mean, if it makes sense to you, then go with it. It doesn't make sense to me. We know he stayed up to clean house, but the house didn't get cleaned. Yeah. I think Justin is talking to the cops. Are you using the exclamation points to make yourself more believable as Daniel? Ron took his mother to her doctor's appointment. That's why he left during the search. Yeah, too many exclamations. I would talk to cops for any missing child, but the mom, in my opinion, is responsible. Okay, and fair enough. Can someone send me tons of Pokemon cards, please? I'm Dragon Den. Dragon Dan. You think that Malaya knows what he was doing? Could that be something that came to her Saturday and fed into her need to get out of there? Or do we believe what we heard last week about what was it? They were saying, fuck, I can't remember. It was something. It was something. Hmm. Yeah, it's gone. Menopause brain. Love it. Tried. Wait, so no camera footage line up with their timeline where they could be seen. You can't get welfare if you get a senior's pension. Janie wasn't on welfare. You can't. That's horrible. The elderly get nothing. I'm not. None of them at all. Yes, you are. I want to know who can do meth to a point of breaking rocks and lay bed all chill and calm. Yeah, I'm just kidding, Tiger Girl. I just know your real identity. That's all I'm saying, and I know you're not. And who has you blocked? I love when people have me blocked. How are you gonna block Shar then come to her channel? Whatever. It could be that they don't know how to unblock me, but Mr. Hemi also has me blocked, and it was from DT's channel because they always had shit to say about Sunny, and I was the other one at that point, but I'd always have something to say back to them, and they didn't like that. So fair enough. I think we can see eye to eye at this point in time, and I'm good with it. I have been accused of being Daniel Ron's wife, Ron Jeremy, some real school detectives out there that read a criminology book in high school. Well, Ron, I'm not going to lie. I was watching you for a long time, and I'm the one that thought that you might have been Ron Mackenzie's wife. So I agree with your statement there, Charmaine. I was thinking the same thing. What if the kids just walked down the driveway that morning thinking that they were going to school and some stranger picked them up? I mean, it could be why Lily poked her head in and out of the bedroom a number of times, just wanting her parents to get up and get them ready. And then maybe they thought, well, Meadow is sleeping, so I can get Jack ready. I can get him out to the bus. Maybe. Why are Daniel and Logan leaking their chats? I don't know. I don't know. Let's be honest. Wouldn't be angry, everyone accusing you. Sure. So much for commenting here. What did you say? I know you were sheeshing up here. What's the matter? So much for commenting here. Did you get deleted? Oh, you guys, make me go back and find it. I mean, the mods know they're allowed to delete dickhead comments. So, and I put all the trust in the world in their judgment. So you must have said something. So I'm not even going to go look. Really think about it. Seems like narrative control. It absolutely, but it's also putting out the other side. Because all we have right now is Daleen saying one thing and I'm saying another thing. Daleen says she has receipts. I just gave you my receipts for my side of things, or some of them. And Daleen has her receipts and she's free to put them out as she deems fit. So it's no longer a he said, she said in mine and Daleen's court. Now it's up to you guys to say, I either believe Logan and Daniel, or I don't even know what Daleen has. So I haven't asked her. Y'all save drama as missing children you hear for right. Y'all save drama as missing children you hear for right. Then Charmaine, and then I think, well, if the kids wandered off, how come they didn't pick up a scent? Yeah, well, they did, and they lost it at the end of the road, right about where they would have been standing to be picked up by the school bus. Just saying. I'm sorry. Realistically, no one but Dan and or Logan could have leaked that chat. Absolutely. Just like every other screenshot that we get, it is deliberately leaked, right? It's to share. The reason why we put it out, or I guess I should only speak for myself, I'm not stupid. Like, I know why it was sent to me. They wanted it out there. And why do they want it out there? Because there is one side of the narrative going on. So there's the other side of it. And I'm not telling you what to believe, Chris. I'm telling you, here's the other side of it. Now we have both, minus the receipts from Daylene's side. So hopefully she'll put them out there. If she doesn't, that's on her. But now you get to look at them both and decide. It's easier to believe Daylene because there are no receipts, but say the receipts come from Malaya's side of the family. Are they more or less believable than Daniel's side? To you, not like to you. And I'm asking, it's a rhetorical question. It's just the purpose of it. You just take the information and do what you want. That's all. To me, the real question is, did Janie hear the kids that morning? If she is lying about that, it's easy to note it's a cover-up. No one was talking on you. You made remark a while ago, and I replied, nope. Sorry, I get behind in chat, and then I forget. Thanks for making me feel welcome. Okay. Thanks, Sarah, for making them feel welcome. It has nothing to do with narrative. She was trying to put out there that two of them were at the house the night before spreading more BS. It was shared on purpose to debunk that lie. Right, and like I said, I'm no fool. I know why it was sent to me and told that I was free to share it if I chose. And I chose to because, again, it's just the other side of the narrative. There's always at least two sides. So why don't we want to hear all of them? Right? I will say this, going by this case, it would put parents off going on social media. Absolutely. Like, I keep thinking to myself, man, I wish Malaya would talk. I wish Cindy would say something. But can you blame them for not? Honestly, I can't. I can't. I can't even imagine sitting back and watching everything that Daniel's done and the attacks that he's faced. How anybody would want to put themselves in that position? You know, can't see it. You know how black cars have the black box. Some, especially the newer. Only summaries, not the full police reports, which would, yeah, and we'll never see them. You probably be able to buy them after a conviction, but it'll cost you an arm and a leg. Like, my right shoulder lost a rumble with Aldi's freezer door. Been winging it through the past week. Ouch. A second. I wondered if that quad off-road bike that they laid on and smiled cleanest thing in the world. Oh, laid on and smiled was the cleanest thing in the yard. Hey, Johnny. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Right, and you guys, if the RCMP thought that the ATV was used or could have been used, you better believe it. They've already rounded up that information, right? Just because it's not in the documents doesn't mean it wasn't looked at. 100% the opposite of that. So we've got a truth verification video from Mike MX, and I want to watch that while I catch up a little bit on chat. I'm going to be reading chat as you guys are watching this video, because I'm going to end it soon, and I don't want to miss anything. And remember, guys, tomorrow we are having Nick from Please Bring Me Home on. And I want to give you guys the opportunity to send me questions that you have for Nick. If you have anything that say, like if you watch DT and you didn't get your comment or question looked at, send it to me. Or if you didn't agree with how things went on DT, send me your feedback so we can make sure that things go a little bit differently and everybody gets their questions answered. I'll put that up there now, and I'll try to remember to remind you. But this is a 7-minute video. It's called the Jack and Lily Truth Verification. I'm gonna watch that, and yeah, so I'm gonna mute myself, I think, and then just it's been a while. Just a sec.
Okay. Thinking about Jack and Lily and the truth of the truth verification unit. And from the documents, we're aware of 6 lie detector tests. And thanks to Chief Superintendent Dan Morrow, we're aware of 7 at the moment, although I'm not sure who the 7th person is. But I'll just go into a few things that I noticed with the 6 lie detector tests that we have. We have 3 separate testers, as in sergeants, that carried out the tests. We have Sergeant Jerry Rose Bertheim, and he tested Daniel, Janie, and Cindy. We have Sergeant Fraser Furt, and he tested Cody and Wade. And we have Sergeant Chris Daw, and he was in charge of Malaya. And I'll just go to Daniel's test because there was something unusual about his test. Okay, so Daniel's polygraph, and at the start, when we got this first documents with the polygraphs, they all had 4 questions, Daniel and Malaya. And just for the questions, there's a small V2, privileged information, just beside the word truthful. And that was redacted. What was in that little rectangle of V2, privileged information, in the small red right, was redacted. And later on, we get to find out that was actually when he answered no to the following questions. So it was interesting to get that. So, and the word indicated as well, very interesting. And we also get to find out that between Daniel and Malaya's questions, they're different. As in, Malaya's number 1 question is basically a 1-liner, whereas Daniel's is at least a 2-liner. So these questions are different from what we can work out. And different polygraphers. And with different polygraphers, there will be different word choices in their description of their polygraph result. And I'll just go into that now. Okay. We know that Sergeant Jerry Rose Bertheim conducted Daniel's polygraph, but he also conducted Cindy's polygraph. And the wording is his wording. And it's basically the same thing because he gives this in his report. The polygraph examination procedure took place and the analysis of the polygraph tracings associated to Cindy indicated she was truthful. And it's very same language for Daniel, as in the analysis of the polygraph tracings associated to Daniel's polygraph examination procedure indicated he was truthful when he answered no to the following questions. So between Daniel's and Cindy's, it's basically the same wordage. So we can't really take a lot from it, as in Cindy's very much connected to Malaya as such. And Malaya and Cindy were polygraphed with different polygraphers. So there we go. Literally none the wiser as far as polygraphs go. I'll walk on a bit. Okay, so the takeaway from 6 polygraph tests that we are aware of, we have 3 different examiners. And as far as we can tell from what we are told, the indication is that they were all being truthful to the questions they were asked. And it does appear they were asked different questions. Yeah. So it's very hard to know what questions they were all asked. Anyway, we do know from Chief Superintendent Dan Morrow that somebody else was given a polygraph test. And I'm not sure if it's already out there. But who would your best bet be for a test? A lot of people would probably think Darren Geddes, because he's been in there as a spokesman for Janie and Daniel. Or who else for a polygraph? Justin Martell would be a high priority on the list to a lot of people. Earl Martell, possibly. Belinda Gray, maybe, but very unlikely. For me, and I would think Ron McKenzie would be number 7 for the polygraph because he had contact very early morning. And we'll just leave it there. We'll have to see what happens. And I hope you all have a peaceful Christmas and hope Jack and Lily get recovered. Take care and good luck.
I've been going through chat and y'all have so much good shit to say. I figured out the mystery, did I? You're Daniel? I don't think you're Daniel, just so you know. Another theory as well, Shar, you see it, one news vanished 10, 20 years ago, found through DNA, reunited with family. Yeah, just the other day. It's crazy. I think it was actually 42 years? Something crazy. Yeah, I just seen it. There is so much we don't know, and I started Uh, you go to BC every winter? I live there in the summer. Yeah, I mean, I would have her on. Scooby Doo, are you calling me Scooby Doo? You don't want to. You don't want to make an enemy out of me. Um, like I'm pretty much the only YouTuber that doesn't think she's going to solve this case. Like, mm, people shouldn't even be watching true crime. Mind over matters. That makes total sense in my opinion, especially if they weren't told there was no school. Right, right. Like, we don't know. Did Malaya tell Lily when she was popping her head out, "You're not going to school today"? Doesn't sound like it. Doesn't sound like anybody said anything to the kids. I haven't seen, like, I don't know if you guys are deleting comments. I still see everything. So, what I found standing straight up in the ice in my driveway on Gerlach Road, oyster shuckers. I agree with that statement. No, I know you do. You absolutely still do. But I can't even help you. Like, I don't know how to unblock people either. So I'm gonna go. Okay, stop typing, you guys. Thank you so much for that. Man, I don't want to miss any of your comments. What? Roots, thank you so much. So nice. You guys are so nice to me. Thank you. Wow. How could Lily poke her head in if Daniel said on his namesake's channel that he heard the lock rattle on the bedroom door? More BS inconsistencies. Great. She dropped her oyster shuckers in the driveway and found them earlier. Actually threw them in her washa spinna so she can find them later. I think I think the RCMP are not sharing more as they watch everything that goes on these sites, and maybe sometimes it does more damage than good. You're not wrong. Major Crimes knows what they are doing. They are working very hard behind the scenes, and all of a sudden, they will be knocking on someone's door. Absolutely. Absolutely, they will. That's another weird thing is having this play out on social media, and you are right. Who in their right mind would? Every word gets scrutinized and criticized. Not just every word. Like, I found myself doing it too. Like, when Daniel did his the famous HRD dog interview where they were standing kind of at a bench and they were talking, and he was making all kinds of like hand gestures. He was talking more with his hands, and that's not something I was used to. And I found myself reading way too far into that too. Like I don't know this guy. Maybe he's a hand talker. Like I don't know. But the rest of he's always, you know, closed in. He's always got his hands or his arms folded or on his hips or something. And that one, he just seemed to be, you know, a lot more animated than he normally was. Okay, I'm gonna jump over to the ones that I've starred because we can't do this all night, you guys. And everybody, new member, and so Ron, thank you, Darlene, Ron again, Shy, thank you so much, and Root Strength, you're all just so kind to me. Still not convinced Janie was living in the RV as her main home. She gave it up for them, but I believe that it was meant to be a temporary situation. I don't believe Janie heard anything. The kids were gone long, or were long gone by 6 a.m. spare time. I tend to agree with you. Documents are just a teaser, for sure. My kid's father was killed last summer in a oh, I wanted to highlight that to say I'm sorry to hear that. So in this, you guys, mods, you're gonna have to message me and tell me what this was about because I missed some of the other stuff. If everything Daniel, Malaya, and Janie said is true, then the only theory that makes sense is the children were kidnapped by a stranger. In my opinion, they were playing close to the road and someone took them. It's possible. But we can't sit here and say that everything that Daniel, Janie, and Malaya have said is true because it's not. Because they've said many different versions, they have lied, they have been inconsistent. It's just that simple. And that's what makes it so difficult. If the kids went out earlier, they all could have made lies up to cover it up in case they were taken by CPS. They, I don't quite understand. In case they had been taken by CPS, or they were thinking they were going to find them and they didn't want CPS to take them after they were found. I've said that for months, Charmaine, especially with Wong hearing different car returning on the last trip. Those old stone railway drainage systems needs checked. Many culverts equals he knows where the culverts are. They were on his mind for some reason. Does anyone know who that witness is, or is it confidential? You talk about Natasha. Not being rude, does any one of them wear orthopedic shoes? I don't think so. I don't know. You could be right. The car with the children in it could possibly be in a body of water. It's a quick and easy way to hide something when you don't have much time. Yeah. Cheryl, the black SUV was Daniel's, and there was a post by Derwood to sell it. There was, but Derwood used a zip code in Halifax on the post or something like that. It was. It was fishy. Was she too lazy to keep up with welfare benefits, turning in documents, or she couldn't be, she lied on her taxes and never filed or something? From what I understand, I guess, or heard, whatever you want to say, Malaya was not claiming Daniel as a spouse. In my opinion, the seventh person with the polygraph test was Wayne McKenzie. After that shit show of him blocking the searchers from searching would give a good reasoning. But they had already been through his property, Shy. I'm not 100% on board with that. I got shot down in a couple of channels for trying to look at different points. I mean, I can't make excuses or speak for any other creator, but in this channel, as long as you're respectful, you can say whatever you want. It gives us stuff to talk about, and that's all that matters, right? That's all that matters is keeping the conversation going, and eventually we might figure out what's true and what's not. Hey, Chelsea. Thanks for the live, Charmaine. Watching chat for a while. Grow up, people. It's been going a little bit quicker than I'm used to. I'm sure my awesome mods will update me later. You have every right to your opinions. I like to hear independent thinkers too. Maybe one day I can hear what you think. Ex security guards channel. Yeah. What's an interesting development? Okay. questions that were asked was they were truthful, and I would imagine one question would be, do you know where the children are, or who could have reason to take the kids? But Daniel said his entire polygraph was about the kids being killed. Why is a car loses two kids to the woods, the forest? I don't think anyone is suspecting anyone of anything. I'm inquiring how someone can claim to have facts but not prove something being factual. Disagreeing is fine with us as long as it's respectful, right? Gives us something to talk about. Superintendent said that all 7 were found to be not lying in the year-end review. In my opinion, people are overthinking this. Truthful, not lying, and past all mean the same thing. In your opinion, I agree. But not lying, that's a strange. Why use different wording? I don't get it. But whatever. We've seen certain things, Mrs. L, and not that it matters. It doesn't matter to me at this point, but we know what's up with him. Hello, Tilsa. Where were you in a live chat last week when Daleen said that she confirmed Logan and Justin were at the trailer May 1st? Has it been bad? I knew that was going to happen. That's why I had a mod meeting this morning. You guys are earning your pay today. No, I don't pay you. I don't pay you shit. But maybe one day I will. If I start making money, then I'll pay my mods. She did not say I was an idiot. I stated if I were to believe a random stranger, I would be an idiot. Fair enough. I agree with that statement, Marie. It is a requirement that they have something on their resume like security to get accepted to the training program. People just hate him. He is a nice, respectful man, even though I disagree that they wandered off. That's right too, Miss Sal. I did see screenshots of you in that Discord chat. All right. I'm not that we don't talk about that creator here because I stand firmly if you have nothing nice to say, then don't say anything at all. So that conversation is not welcome here. Not fully sure he was fired, reinstated, then gone. So all right, so I'm gonna fast forward a little bit so I can end this live. Just seems like a lot going on today that I'm not aware of, and I hate it. This is a very serious subject, these missing children. It's very sad, and people get in their feelings about everything, so much stress, it seems. Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, Shara, I think if Lily was going to school, she would have taken her LOL school backpack, not her sleepover one. Fair enough. But she was still only 6 years old, and maybe without the supervision of her mom, Daniel, she thought, what an opportunity to take my favorite little backpack with me. You never know. Unfortunately, I think Lily and Jack were very used to getting up in the mornings by themselves. I think so too. I thought he mentioned on his channel it had something to do with his eye condition. Wrong. Mods who missed the meeting earlier, reach out to Charmaine. Okay, good. Thank you. Hey, Blue Jay, I did message you back on the community, so you can go ahead and see that. Any mod, yes, reach out to me after today. After today, if I haven't heard from you outside of YouTube chat, I'm going to just remove wrenches. It's nothing personal. I had a mod meeting today, and I plan on doing more in the future. And I feel like we're going to be, I don't know. It wasn't my intention to grow, but we are, and some of the content that I've got planned that's coming up is going to bring a lot more undesirables to the channel, to the chats, and we need to make sure people feel safe here and are protected. And I am so far behind. I know. I'm trying, you guys, because I started stuff, and then I came back, and you guys were still talking. Anyways, wow, that's almost unforgivable. Daphne, good to see you. I'm going to end it now because I'm freaking exhausted. Again, send me your questions or your comments that you had for Nick. Please bring me home tomorrow. It's going to be on. My thumbnail is already out. It's already scheduled on YouTube, so go check that out. Put your reminder on so you can be here. Send me your questions for Nick, okay? We are going to get him to answer questions. I want to, no, I don't want raw Mexico Buddha. Not yet. Not yet. I'm watching. Anyways. No, it's not about that. It's not about that. It's just making sure that everybody's on the same page. And it's absolutely not a mandatory meeting. It's just kind of a courtesy. Because I've been mod on a lot of channels, and I've never once known what the creator expects from their mods. So I don't want to leave anybody in the dark. I want to make sure we're on the same page. And I think it's good that we get together and we can have a, conversation. With that being said, I think I've done really shitty trying to keep up with chat today, but it's my first time back after a few days, and my body hurts because my dog, and excuse, blah, blah, excuse. That's the way I roll. Tomorrow we will have Nick on, some of your questions, and Arnett, everybody have a fantastic evening. Mods, let me know what the hell went on in chat, because it seems like it was crazy. Anyways, have a good night. Bye.